to him say it, it does. Well, he was criticizing what we said about her not being there, about her speaking at this college or colored sorority meeting instead of being there to meet the Israeli Prime Minister. Okay, that's why I started talking about that, because that's where his criticism came. He going to Starbucks right here. At the corner. Yeah. He says the problem with Kamala Harris, number one, she has not had her record exploited heavily. And number two is she hasn't sat down for an interview. When she sits down for an interview and says, do you want to fund ICE? Where do you stand on Medicare for all? Why didn't you show up? The most recent decision, you already got a question. She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint session of Congress today, he said. She rather address in the summer a sorority, a colored or college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So that's her decision, and that's her decision to back up the protesters, he said. Again, no one is saying she's gonna not. We already know she's gonna fund Israel. Both Democrats and Republicans support that. So I don't know what his point was with that.
Why show up if they all on the same page?
He's saying she's trying to appease the protesters, probably. Like I said, they don't want her in a picture with him right now when people are protesting and not liking that. No one likes that. Just so y'all know, the majority of the country, we both on both sides wants us to give billions of dollars to Israel or Ukraine.
Right.
So this is all Congress and the Senate, because they get money from people, from PACs that give money. Donors. That's the only reason why they support it. They obviously don't go by what the people want. So at this point, people don't even say anything anymore. They just whatever.
They're keeping it quiet, just kind of like on the down low, as much as possible, not talk about it outwardly.
Exactly. So my thing is, my argument, I still think he said colored, but let's just go for the sake of argument that he didn't say colored, that he said college. The fact that people think you said colored, to me, speaks volumes about you.
He has a reputation.
That you have a reputation of saying stupid stuff. That's my opinion. If somebody said, let's say you heard, we not famous, but let's say we was famous, and y'all watch our show, and you heard somebody say, the Woods Report, they were on there and they said that Jesus Christ is a devil and that he's a demon. Y'all would go, that don't sound like what they say.
Yeah, we follow them sometime or listen to them.
They don't sound like they would say Jesus is the devil.
Yeah.
You should have, when people say stuff about you, your reputation should be so intact that even if people think something is true about you, most people should say it's not.
Right. That's we know their person. You already know their reputation would never say that. What is it that comment that said your reputation
precedes you?
Yeah. So that already speaks volume.
Your reputation.
So we don't believe that lie.
We don't believe it. I still had Uber on. I'm glad it didn't go off. Okay.
But this guy, you're thinking that he would have probably said something like that.
He's dumb like that.
Oh,
he's stupid.
But he's not that old.
No. Well, you want to tell your story while I go in about the not that old and saying the word color?
By the word color.
I hate to say it to Justice. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Justice probably heard this 100 times.
Okay.
But there's probably people online, Justice, that have never heard her say
the same
story over and over again about a young guy who said the word color.
Funny.
All right, go ahead.
Every time that word is spoken, if he allegedly said it, the first question I ask, if a white person, a person that's not of color, if they say colored and they're referencing black people, I ask, how old are they? And that's just a question I always ask, because you think, my grandmother was 95. She still said colored. What's that colored man on there? What's his name? And we would just laugh. When we were moving to a new neighborhood, it was an older white lady, older Italian white lady. And we asked if there was any other minorities in the neighborhood. And she said, no, there's no colored people here, and I just kind of laughed because she was in her late 80s. So that's why I was asking my sister, what age was he, and if he was younger. My co-worker at the time, he was younger because I had just started the job, and we got to know each other, and all of us, we were all young. I would say in his late 20s, early 30s, like that 20 age. And we were talking about, close your door all the way. We were talking about dating outside your race. And he said, I dated a colored girl before. And we were all in this little conference room. And I said, what color was she? Everybody laughed. Because he knew I was being funny when I said, what color was she? And he turned red. He said, I'm sorry. It was a black girl. I dated a black girl. And I said, so-and-so, I won't say his name. You know better. You are too young to be saying the word colored. You know we're not called colored people. Okay. And he laughed. He said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. She was a black girl. And I was thinking, while you were dating her, you didn't call her colored, did you?
Now let's talk about that word colored for a second.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which way?
And I asked this before. Make a right on hands with that.
Okay. And that's if he did say it, right? You said he didn't.
The word color doesn't offend me as much as how you say the word color.
Oh, okay.
You can say, let me turn this down. You can say the word color. It's how you make a right. It's how you say the word color. That's how I look at it.
What do you mean how? Like the way I just gave
some,
the example
like
grandma,
I wouldn't have been offended. I don't know about that. I didn't went in the car.
I said my grandmother, and I said the lady that
she
did
said
the
color.
welcome in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that lady.
They were late 80s.
I wasn't offended when that lady said color. Yeah. Or no, she said Chinese.
Well, she said Oriental.
Oriental.
But she did say colored, I thought too. No,
did she?
Did she
no, I think she said Oriental.
Okay, Oriental.
Because I don't think she would say color. Well, maybe she. I don't remember that old lady.
But she did say Oriental.
She did say Oriental.
Asian people.
But to me, I knew she wasn't using it in a derogatory way. Yeah. I knew she was just ignorant, old and ignorant.
Yeah.
Now, same thing with your example of Chris.
You said his name.
Oh, that's right. You didn't say his name.
Say his name. That's okay. But he don't
watch here anyway.
Okay.
All right, anyway. And he shouldn't have said the word. So even if he
know what?
All right. So I don't get offended when he says it. Make a left when you get to Washington. No, I'm saying you educate. That gives them you a time to educate people.
He didn't say it mean.
He didn't say it derogatory.
Oh.
But if somebody say, look at that old colored gal.
Oh, okay.
I know they use it in a derogatory way.
Oh.
So I'll probably take it different.
Okay.
But let's talk about that word for a minute. I told you, I don't know why the NAACP is still called the NAACP.
Well, you know they're not going to change the name of the NAACP.
Then why do you get offended when people say the word colored?
Because they probably are like you, if it's used in a derogatory way.
So are we going now? Okay, so this could be
maybe this is of color.
Maybe this is a teaching thing to white people if you watch it. I guess black people aren't offended by the word. It's how you use the word.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for all black people. I'm just saying for me.
Right.
So is that the reason why they don't change it for the NAACP? Because it's not being used in a derogatory manner?
Right. And then to the history of that.
Well, they don't care about history because they'll take a statue down in a minute.
Yeah, I get it.
So we can't go by them saying, well, the history is something, because if they don't like something, they'll take it down.
I think it's one of those words that has progressed or whatever. Like we
nigga.
say, like the N word.
I say nigga.
It's the AH or A versus the ER and how it's used.
There is no good way to say the word
I know.
ER.
A lot of people don't like, that's true.
There is no
They'll
good
just
ER.
say the N word. And a lot of people reference that N word with other words that are derogatory for their race too. I don't know. I think for me, the N word caps all of that. I'm sorry, Latinos and Hispanic and Asian. The N word has surfaced to be the
ER?
Yeah, ER.
Oh, yeah.
Has surfaced to be the most popular, famous.
Yeah, you can't change that.
So that regardless of, because other people say, well, our race, we have a word that they call us, and that's not right either.
Right.
And I get it. But I think with the NAACP, it's like now we've been graduated to people of color now. So the word color is still can be used, like you're saying, in a positive way because it's people of color. That word color is
but
still
I do
okay.
think that people get offended. You don't want to get offended over you don't want. This is a lesson to even us as black people. Make it right. Even I have to even do this lesson. You don't want to always seem like you offended by everything, because when they really do say stuff that's stupid, people gonna be like, oh, you offended by that too?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so sensitive.
Yeah, so I guess we need to choose our battles.
It's so
I guess
sensitive.
it's because, like I said, because he has a history of saying stupid stuff. So I think that's why. He's a moron.
So you know for sure
I watched him.
Historically he is a knucklehead.
Yeah, he says dumb stuff. That's like Trump. Like black jobs.
Yeah.
So do you get offended when somebody like Trump says black jobs?
Yeah.
But some people don't, because he's stupid.
I guess
you know what I'm saying. It's like you gotta like start looking at in the right lane.
Consider the source.
Consider the source.
Yeah,
he's a moron.
Right. You're right.
So I don't know.
I don't know, because people tend to
it's a touchy one.
They hang on his shirt tail for comments like that.
You can't hang on his shirt tail because Trump. Boy, he's sitting out trying to give somebody a ticket because Trump is a moron. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm glad I was going slow. What are you looking at?
Look at him. Make sure he don't come out.
I'm going slow.
It don't matter.
25.
You know what? I love when black people say that.
No, I am going slower.
I know, but I'm just saying, I love when y'all say y'all following the rules. It means that
there
means
will be
nothing.
no reason for him to come
Lenore,
out.
I got pulled over for my license plate having dust on it.
Well,
so don't. I love when keep going. I'll tell you. I haven't told you nothing.
Am I past Rollins?
You're gonna just go.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you get up to the street. But anyway, it doesn't matter whether you driving right or not.
He sets the tone for stupid comments because they think it's okay because he says things. Because people have made a big stink about him saying
up
black.
Here, you're gonna make a left on this street. I mean a right. I'm sorry, on this street.
Because he said a stupid comment that a lot of people like him say. Black jobs. They're coming over here and they're taking all the black jobs and the Latino jobs, Hispanic jobs. I'm like, okay, what jobs are those?
Right.
You remember, we had a black president in the White House. We had a black VP. So a black
make a right
colonel.
Here.
So what black jobs you talking about?
Make a right here.
So people make ignorant comments like that because he makes it, and they think it's okay because he's an ex-commander-in-chief. So they think that he's stamping approval on.
I just laughed when
like
you said he was ex-commander-in-chief.
He was.
Make a right. It's just funny when you say
he was our commander-in-chief.
You gonna make me throw up in my mouth.
Make a right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So I did a big old circle.
I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
Make a left at this street coming up.
This one.
Yeah. It's probably we passed the street because I was answering another one.
Oh.
Okay, then it's gonna be on the right, and you see the address. 14. Keep going. Yeah, I don't know. With him, it's a touchy one.
Beware of dog.
Keep going. Oh, that's a pit bull
and he
too,
waiting at
right
the
here.
fence.
Either this one or the next one. What is this?
Is this the 14?
It got to be this house next to them, yeah, because it's empty. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. That's the same house. It looked empty. That's sad. Go ahead. Whatever. I ain't going to talk about these people's house. I thought this was a different house. It looks deserted. But the other side of the house is not deserted.
Just leave?
Hold on. Leave order at door. Do not knock. One side of their house. I had to take a picture, y'all. Just follow the prompts if you ever want to do this. It's not hard. One side of their house looks deserted. That's weird. And then the other side of their house, they got like it's what's the word? They got a walkway, like you could tell from one side of the house to the other side of the house. And the one side of the house looks deserted, don't it? This looks deserted, and the other side don't look deserted.
One of the stairs is all chipped up. all broken. I had to climb around the step to get up the step.
Maybe it's an old person.
You think? Look at the window. They got a lot of stuff piled up like a person would. A hoarder.
How come their neighbors don't help if they are an old person? If you have old people that live on your block, you should help them out. Don't you think? They got kids that's playing outside next door, and they got people next door. Mm-hmm. If you got all these people living here, why ain't nobody helping?
I don't know. And we just assume that they're old. They may be young.
No, if you young, then you just, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But you could have some mental issues.
I don't know.
You can't have that because that make everybody else's house value go down. But anyway, you going to Jersey Mike's.
Oh, so let me get back to...
You can go right.
Right.
I'll put on the navigation. Again, that's why I don't like Grubhub. Because you got to go out of the system. Just go straight all the way. Straight. You got to go out of the system in order to navigate. Where Uber, the navigation is inside the app. Mm-hmm. So, okay. All right, so whatever.
When you go outside the system, you got to put in that address manually?
No, it does put the address in for you. So what was you saying? You probably forgot. I forgot.
We was just saying the use of the word colored. How even Trump has made comments that were like, does it offend you? Are you overlooking it because he's ignorant? That kind of thing. Consider the source of where it's coming from. If it's a major TV person that has a very large platform or a very large following, I'm concerned there because they got a large following.
And Fox News has a lot of people watching it.
You're okay saying it, I can say it.
You can tell that not that everybody thought, because the black guy that was on the panel, it's a black guy. It's one that you always see on news. He even kind of looked. So you could tell it sounded like he said the word color. Even though they said when you slow it down, it makes it seem like he said the word college.
If there was a moment, I would have probably said, "Are you saying colored sorority?"
Yeah. Why didn't that black guy correct it right then?
What color was the sorority?
How come that black guy didn't correct it? If I was him, I would have corrected it right then on the spot.
Exactly.
I would have said, "Did you say colored?" And then that guy would have said, "No, I said college."
I would have given him time.
I would have given him that opportunity instead of making a face.
And then now it's all blown up on social media. We're not a color.
So in a way, I do kind of blame that black guy.
Yeah.
Because he made a face.
Yeah.
And to me, that should be one of the reasons why you on the show.
That's your moment.
If you thinking they saying something that's like derogatory or you need to call that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a left.
Oh, they don't have a stop sign.
Make a left up here.
So yeah,
he should have called that out.
Yeah, because you unclear too. And let's just say, for sake of argument, he did say colored. That would have given him an opportunity to apologize and say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, don't say that word.
I didn't mean to say colored.
Yeah, keep going. Well, right.
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, you know where.
I don't
get
know
the left lane.
I don't know where I'm at.
Okay.
On this street. Okay.
All right, you know where you at now?
Okay.
All right.
I think it's down here.
Well, it's up here, but it don't. Can you turn here? I don't think you can turn here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You at the light. Just make a left. It's right there.
Right there. Okay.
You keep repeating everything I'm saying. I hate that.
Yeah, right there. Yes, turn right. Okay. I guess
you're gonna make a left. Yeah, left here.
Left here.
At the light, you're gonna at the light. Yeah.
Right.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. Everybody don't do that. I'm different.
Stupid girl. All right.
Okay.
Locked Den says. He's doing a scripture verse or something.
Okay.
I don't know what that.
Well, remember we brought the word colored up and how it's being used in South Africa when we were traveling.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up because I was going to talk about that. People got on the singer Tyla, or Twyla, whatever her name is, because she identifies with the word color.
Yes.
But she's from Africa. She's from
another
South
country.
Africa.
Yes.
And in South Africa, that's what they call them.
They call a lot of biracial people, black mixed with something, colored.
They got mad at her because she didn't say she was black. But in South Africa, she's not black.
She's not, because she's considered colored. That's what they.
That's how they separated them during apartheid.
Yeah. So why we get mad at somebody from another country and how and we're so much into labels. Somebody
that's
else
what
said
somebody
that
said
too.
in this country.
We're so into labels. What group are you in? What group are you in?
And in some other country, they may not get offended if you say the word color.
Yes.
So that is true.
Do some traveling, people. I'm so tired of folks who just stuck in their own little world and how they thinking. And then too, like you're saying, don't be so sensitive. See the spirit behind something that is said. If they're being mean and decisive or divisive, say, you know what, we don't say colored right here, or I'm offended because you said the N word or whatever.
Right.
So people are like, ooh, that black guy, I wish he would have said something at the moment if the guy did say the word colored.
Right.
Sir, what did you say, colored? What did you say, colored or college?
Exactly.
And he would have corrected himself and said, no, I said college. Oh, okay. Big deal.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
All right. So let me go in here and get this.